As you know, a milestone is a significant event in one's career. Today I'm going to share with you how music therapy became a milestone in my life and how I use music therapy to help others reach milestones in their lives. Music, communication, love. I began studying the piano from a young age. I began to enjoy it so much that it became a part of my daily life. Before I knew it, I completed my grade 8 in piano while still at school. Then I got into medical college and I needed to make a choice. Should I continue with music? But my love of music was so strong that I decided to pursue music with my medical studies. A year before gaining my licentiate in piano from Trinity College, LTCL, I began teaching the piano to children because I wanted to share my love of music with them. My penchant for teaching music, medical background, and a desire to help others empower themselves led me to explore teaching music to differently abled children and teaching the piano to a blind student. One day, by sheer serendipity, I came across this book entitled Music Therapy by Juliet Alvin. Now, these two words put together, music and therapy, intrigued me. To me, music meant something that we can all relate to. Musicians experience the world through sound. So we hear music in birdsong, in the sound of the wind, in the hustle and bustle of Mumbai city. When we listen to a piece of music, it evokes a variety of emotions in us. Therapy, according to Webster's dictionary, is treatment of an illness or disability. Being a musician and a doctor, these two words, music and therapy, resonated with me, and I immediately ordered the book. As soon as it came, I began reading it voraciously. This book greatly inspired me, and I began to incorporate music therapy facets into my teaching activities in the special needs schools. At this stage, I strongly felt the urge to know more about music therapy, to do a professional training in it. But it took a few years, 6 years actually, before my dream could materialize. One day, 5 years later, when speaking to our Trinity College representative here in Mumbai, I told him that I got admission in a university in the USA to do a music therapy training program beginning September 2001. He told me that a musician from the UK was coming to Mumbai for a month in April 2001 to work with the Bombay Chamber Orchestra. And what do you know? She was a trained music therapist. You can imagine my excitement when I heard this. And I began to think that my future was about to take a different turn. So we met and collaborated while she was here in Mumbai. She told me that she had trained at Nordoff-Robbins in London and encouraged me to apply to their training program. I had a few UK application forms with me at home, and what do you know? The Nordoff-Robbins application form was one of them. So her visit was providential, so to speak. I applied to Nordoff-Robbins and got accepted for their 2 years master's program beginning September 2001. I was also privileged to receive a scholarship from the British Council that helped towards my training in London. After completing my training, I immediately returned to Mumbai because I wanted to reach out to the special needs children and young adults here, using music therapy as a communicative and interactive medium to meet their needs. I managed to find work in one special school that had already evinced an interest in music therapy before I went to London. But finding work in other special schools was a bit difficult, either due to financial or space constraints. However, it was the parents of children with whom I had begun working with who encouraged me to apply to special schools and centers, and I managed to find 4 days of work within my first 2 years of returning to Mumbai. Why is music therapy effective? Music is an intrinsic part of us. We have pulse and rhythm in our heartbeat, our respiration, in our movements, and in our speech. We have tone and melody in our speaking and singing voices. Did you know that babies as young as 2 months interact with their mothers using rhythm, pitch, and facial expressions? Music therapists believe that each and every one of us has an innate ability to respond to music, and this responsiveness remains despite illness or disability. It is this responsiveness that we use to draw clients into shared music making with us. Music therapists believe in the power of music as a universal language to communicate without using words across race, cultures, and language. Our interventions occur entirely in the music, using the elements of music like pulse and rhythm, melody, harmony, structure, and form. We try to find the music that reaches the client and starts the response. What happens in a music therapy session? Music therapy is not a one-size-fits-all approach because each process is unique and germane to each client's needs. The client is given the time and space to explore the room in whatever way they can or are able to, using their body, voice, or playing on percussion instruments like these. I listen carefully to them and begin improvising music to meet them at their level. For example, if a client is angry or frustrated about something and is banging on the drums, then I need to play the piano to match this mood and this intensity of playing. And when I do this, they realize that I am trying to create a rapport with them. I then work through the music to extend their ability to respond and to relate. Over a period of time, a trusting and communicative musical relationship is established between the client and me. It is through this relationship that positive changes can be nourished and worked for in a safe and creative way. Here is an audio extract that I'd like to share with you from one of my sessions. It shows how music therapy can be used as a communicative medium without using words, but incorporating therapeutic goals. years, I've come across what I'd like to call misconceptions regarding music therapy, and I'd like to share some of these with you. My child likes music, so he should come to therapy. As I said earlier, each and every one of us has an innate ability to respond to music, so there is no prerequisite like liking music to come to therapy. My child will learn to play a musical instrument. Our primary aim is not to teach musical skills, though this is often an inevitable byproduct of the work. Children might develop sensitivity to certain musical elements like pitch or pulse or rhythm. But because we work for non-musical goals, the skills that the children really develop are life skills like communication, interaction, spontaneity, flexibility, expressiveness, self-confidence. So why do I want to continue working as a music therapist? Because I get to work with music, which is something I love. The rewards that I get in my work are touching. A child's smile, a child giving eye contact, which is really difficult for children on the autistic spectrum. A child hurrying down the corridor to greet me after the holidays. A parent's emotional thank you. I believe in the power of music to heal. I believe that music therapy is not an end in itself. Each tiny step, whether an increase in language skills or cognitive skills or social skills, this means that they've reached a tiny milestone in their life and there is no turning back. Thank you.